What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of the Variety Views. I'm your host, the Variety Vendor, and this is one excellent scene. Now, as soon as I saw the videos with like Nando V movies and High Top videos and Patrick H. Willems making videos about their one excellent scene, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? This is something that I really want to get into. And I got all the X-Men movies except for the last one, which I really don't count, Dark Phoenix. I like to forget about that. That is not part of the X-Men universe. So, to me, growing up, I was a huge X-Men fan. Watching it on Fox Kids, it was just one of my favorite animated shows. To this day I still go back and watch it, even though that some of the stuff that I would check out, it doesn't hold up as much. And I remember going on to the airport, and my first the first introduction to the X-Men franchise was there was a trailer of the first X-Men movie. It was right around the duty-free stores, and I remember just pleading to my mom that I wanted the action figures. There was the 2-pack for Wolverine and Sabretooth, and I really wanted that. And I thought that they were just absolutely wonderful. And it was around the time where X-Men, the superhero characters were always dark. They always thought that to have a good superhero or an action star in the 90s and the early 2000s was like all black, latex, and sunglasses and all that sort of stuff. So it was very broody at that time. But I remember just absolutely loving the first X-Men movie, and the second. I love the second one as well. It's just all of them hold up in their own unique way because it's like a time capsule. Now, a lot of people have had their one excellent scene be something well known, something that has already been praised, something like Magneto in the original X-Men trilogy, or Wolverine in one of my favorite movies of 2017 is Logan. A lot of people just choose different things that already is established, and like I can go to that. I love the introduction to Wolverine in the first X-Men movie. Okay, that is like one of my favorite introductions of any superhero. But to me, I took it a step further, and I was really thinking, and it just goes back, keeps going back to this. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, but I think X-Men Origins is an underrated flick. It is underrated. Now, it's not a good X-Men movie, but this scene right here, you see this scene right here? That right there is my one excellent scene. The credits, the opening to X-Men Origins. Now, if you take away the whole X-Men thing and just take it for what it is, which is a popcorn 80s style flick. He's got the wife beater, just like John McClane. He's an action hero. I can see him in the same league as Arnold and Stallone and Van Damme and Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris in the 80s. Look at him. Look at him. He's not Wolverine. It's not Wolverine. It's Logan, the action star. This is something that I always like. Whenever I check out all the X-Men movies, this is the one that I have the most fun with. Every other one is I'm telling you, this is not the best X-Men movie by any stretch. Not even, I wouldn't even put it in like the top 5. Absolutely not. But at the same time, it's the one that I have the most fun with. Look at this scene right here. And the reason why I love this scene is because this is the first time ever The first time ever that we delve into Sabretooth, we delve into Wolverine, more so than any of the iterations in animation. And, I will say that I'm not a huge, into like I wasn't huge into the comics at the time, so I wouldn't know. But at the same time, as I recall, they never, Sabretooth and Wolverine never had that big of a connection, except the fact that they were rivals. But this right here, this is old school 80s action flick logic, where it's like two guys, they were brothers, they were just connected at the hip, and then they turn on each other. This is something that is much more relatable. This is so much more relatable. Them going through wars together, being brothers at arms, and then fighting. And that is the one thing that I think that was a detriment to this movie, is that it should have been more about that. Forget about Weapon X, Task Force, or whatever, forget about William Stryker. It's this. This is the rivalry. Sabretooth and Wolverine. And that right there is my one excellent scene. Maybe I gave you something to think about, or maybe you just thought that I'm just an asshole. So until then, share with your friends, share with everybody, and what's your one excellent scene? And check out my next video, I'll be talking about something else. Take care.